Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Spirit Guide Mailbox, we're going to see what message Spirit has for us today. Now, I do set the intention that these videos find those who need them when they need them. So if this video did find you today, it does mean that it was meant for you. However, it may not be the entire messages for you. It may just be a portion of the message. So take what resonates and just leave the rest behind. So we're going to start with one card and see what message Spirit wants to give us today. And there we go. Ooh, the Chariot. Did we recently have this? I know we had it for something. I can't remember. I get confused between all the readings. Okay, so the Chariot is all about that forward movement, determination, sort of being in control, but it can be like, ooh, trying to keep it in control, right? We're moving forward with this fast momentum, so we're trying to keep everything aligned, keep everything in control. It can be about like victory, progression, having, the willpower to continue on, to move forward. It can be having the courage, right? Like I have the courage to actually move forward and to continue on. So it's just all about that continuing drive forward. Like if you got this tarot card, well, in a reading, which I guess this is, but if you got this tarot card in your reading, it would be encouraging you to keep pushing forward, keep moving forward, keep driving forward, and not at a slow pace. It's more like we're pushing forward now. We're going forward. It doesn't have to be super fast, but it's just, come on, we're going. And so what Spirit is saying is we need to start moving forward. We need to start taking those steps forward. We need to start gaining the momentum. We need to start, being determined that this is what we're going to do and this is where we're going, right? Even if you don't end up exactly where you're trying to go, it's still that forward movement that then allows you to find the path that you're actually supposed to take, if that makes sense. So if you don't bother to move forward, you're never going to find any path. But if you start moving forward on a path, even if it's the wrong one, even if it's, running parallel to the one you're supposed to be on, as you move forward, you'll find that exit onto the right path, right? But if we're not ever trying to move forward, if we're not ever trying to better ourselves, if we're not ever trying to reach some kind of goal, and it doesn't have to be anything major, it can be, small goals, like I want to, keep my temper more in check when I'm around the kids. I'm going to be determined to, not raise my voice. I'm going to be determined to take that 10 seconds out, think about what I'm going to say, then I'm going to say it. Or I'm going to be determined that every day I'm going to get up and I'm just going to stretch for 5 minutes, right? No, I'm not even going to get up. I'm going to, when I wake up, lie in bed and stretch for 5 minutes and start waking myself up, And then as we do that, that 5 minutes becomes 10 minutes of stretching, or it becomes 5 minutes of stretching and 5 minutes of walking, or a little bit of cardio, running in the spot, whatever it is, right? So it's just taking those steps forward. And as you take those steps forward, you build on them and you build on them and you build on them and you gain the momentum as you go. So I will get out my board. As always, I'm sure you're tired of me saying it, but I do write in silence and then dub over, so I trip over words, or I can't read my writing, or I have whatever, and all kinds of issues sometimes, but we try and go with it. So we're going to see what Spirit has to tell us about the Chariot and what message Spirit's trying to give us. I'm going to be quiet for a moment, get into my meditation mode, and then I will begin writing. Always be striving. Always be moving forward. Always have goals. Always have direction. The worst is to stay idle. Stay still and not advance. Even when you feel stuck. even when you don't know where you are going or can't decide on a direction, just keep moving. Stagnation is not an option. Hopelessness is not an option. Improvements or goals can be small or they can be large. You may achieve them and you may not. But every venture you take leads you somewhere and teaches you something, even when it's a lesson you wished you never had. You take this path and it doesn't work. Now you know. Now you are free to take another path. At least you can move forward with knowledge. Every step you take allows you to refine and rejig your life. Don't take a step and you will never go anywhere. Don't be surprised when you sink into the ground in despair. If things seem daunting or goals impossible, they never are. Just start small. Just do one thing different. Try one new thing. Learn one new thing. Laugh just a little harder. You are here to explore and enjoy life. Don't hold yourself back. Move forward with determination. You never know where you will end up, and you will be surprised how much more fulfilling life is. Love. Spirit is saying that the absolute worst thing is just to stay idle, just to be like, I'm just going to sit here, I'm content here, or or I don't think I could ever do better, or, I have these goals and I'll never achieve them, or I'll get to it later. I got stuff to do right now. I'm over here. I'm just content, or maybe you're not even content, but you're like, oh, I could never have that life, or I could never do that, or I would be too afraid to try and step out. And what Spirit is saying is that even when you feel stuck or you don't know where you're going, you can't decide, do I go this way, do I go that way, just keep taking those steps forward, right? So even if it's like, you're trying to decide what kind of career you want, and for this career I need to learn this, and for this career I need to learn this. Well, I don't know. Well, why don't we just start learning? Nobody says you have to jump into a new career the second you decide to do it, right? It could be like, oh, I'm really into computers, like computer programming, or SQL. I want to learn that. I might like that. Okay, let's take a basic beginner class, and now you will start learning it. And maybe you'll learn, oh my God, I hate doing this. I thought it was going to be really cool, but you know what? I really only like the end product. I don't like the programming behind it. Now I know. Now I can stop going, oh, do I go this way or this way? Do I go this way and this way? I know I don't like that way. And now this is something else over here. Say it's dancing, right? Okay, I'll take a dance class. Oh, turns out I really love dancing. Yes, I'm going to continue on this. Or it turns out I have 2 left feet. And yes, I love dancing and I'm going to do it for fun, but it's not going to be a professional career. That's not going to happen, right? So we need to realize that just any step is better than no step, right? Even if you don't know which way you're going, even if you haven't exactly decided, you're learning, you're exploring, right? I start going down this path. Oh, I hate that path. At least I know now. Like, at least I don't have to think about it, and I'm not thinking about it for the next 5 years, wondering, should I, shouldn't I? Oh, I should have done it 5 years ago, but I never did do it 5 years ago. Oh, now I'm too old, whatever it is. And so just start taking those steps, because every step you're learning something, right? It'll be something will happen. You want to be a mechanic. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to learn how to change a tire. I'm going to learn how to change my oil. I'm going to learn how to, take off windshield wipers and put them back on, just sort of all the little basics. Okay, I do that. Turns out I don't like mechanics. Turns out I don't want to be doing this stuff. Turns out it's dirty. It's not fun. This isn't something I enjoy. So I'm not going to do that. But now I have some basic skills for taking care of my own car. So I don't have to pay someone to change my oil, which is going to double or triple the price of, just buying a thing of oil and changing it yourself. You're not going to have to, rely on somebody else to, change your tires when they need to be changed out or whatever. And so now you have that skill, and you're going to save money with it. So it's not invaluable. That's not the word. Unvaluable. It's not unvaluable, right? This is a skill that's valuable, and it's also knowledge that's valuable, because now I don't like this direction, so I'm going to pivot. I'm going to go in a new direction. And you never know where things will lead you, right? Again, always, we may get diverted, but if we go down this path, that might be the path we need to go down so that we can have that diversion point, right? So maybe you needed to learn a little bit of mechanics because you were going to go into electrical engineering, which was, for, what do you call it, EVs, right? Is that the word? But electric vehicles, yeah, EVs, electric vehicles. but you needed that little bit of mechanics is really going to help you when you're working on the EVs, even though you're working on the electrical components of the EVs. Having this little bit of mechanical knowledge helps you. And so everything you learn is valuable, and it's something to do. I know you're like, I don't need anything more to do. I've got plenty, thank you. But it's something that you can, enjoy and learn. Like, don't look at it as, oh, these are arduous steps. Oh, I'm going to learn this and see if I like it. I don't like it, I'm going to move over here and do this, I'm going to, try and wake up and go for a walk every day. And if I find, oh, the mornings are too cold, okay, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to go for a walk at lunch and make better use of my lunchtime, or I'm going to go for a walk immediately after work. Whatever it is. Just pick, and it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to go get a degree in chemical engineering. No, we don't have to do that, right? We don't have that. We can have big goals, and that's great. And if you want to try and strive to become a chemical engineer, like, go for it. Great for you. But it can be just these little things, just this. I'm going to wake up and stretch every morning for 5 minutes. I'm going to go for a walk on my lunch break every day. I'm going to, read about something on my lunch break every day. I'm going to keep up with the news. I mean, it can be whatever you want, but just don't stay idle being like, oh, I could never, oh, I want, but I won't. It's just try something new, try something different, add something to your routine, even like, I'm going to make a point of saying good night to every single one of my children every night, even though they're teenagers and they don't want me to. I'm going to still knock on their door and say, good night, honey, I love you, see you tomorrow, or, whatever. Just make these little tiny goals, these little tiny steps that are sort of bringing you, it doesn't necessarily have to be always forward, but is taking you somewhere, is allowing you to gain some more knowledge, learn some more skills, and figure out what I do like and what I don't like. I tried it this way, and it turns out it really sucks this way, so I do it this way. Even though most of the world does it that way, I've discovered this is the way that works for me, and this is the way I do it. So I hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.